Neshoba, Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. How are you today?
We made it. It's Monday. Here we are again.
I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and we welcome you to the show as we get it rolling once again.
I even got my name on my shirt.
Yeah,
I know what side it's on, so I know who I am.
In case you get lost. Yeah. Like these type shirts have got my wife's name on it somewhere down here.
They know who you belong to.
That's right. You ever have a shirt dry clean, they'll direct you back where you belong to.
They gonna sticker it, that's for sure.
His wife. Here's her number. Call him.
We all know to sender.
I was digging in the closet for something, and I noticed when I have never looked at that before. It had her name on all my shirts, and I thought, wow. So I quickly understood what was going on there.
Yeah.
How does everybody feel? It is Monday morning. It's nippy outside, Odie, as we get into the 50s right now.
It kind of feels good out there.
It does. So be ready for that. Let's pin this to the top there where everybody can see the post.
Yeah, there we go.
We've had some weather over the weekend. We're going to get into all of that this morning.
Yeah, devastation.
It has been. What'd you get done this weekend?
Got a little cleaning up around the house. Hired my grandson.
Make him work?
So, yeah, he's wanting to earn some money, and so I said, well, I'll pay you. So he's making a little bit of money, and I told him, I said, you got to put in the hours, and then I'll pay you.
You ever do that with your wife?
No, she just takes all my money. So
thought I'd ask on that, just to be sure on that.
Yeah, she just says, hey, pay this.
Well, how's old Bert doing? I know you mentioned your dog was sick. Is he better?
Bert is back to being spunky a little bit. He's still not fully well, but he has started to eat a little bit and drink some good water, and we got outside, run around the yard a little bit yesterday, so he's getting to be back to himself. Yeah, thank you. Old Bert, we ain't got no kids, they're all gone, so the cat and the dogs are our youngins right now.
I get that, but more and more pups become part of the family.
Man, they do.
And they can't talk to you.
No, all they can do is look at you, and you can tell.
Yeah, something's peculiar there. The disease, and again, before I open my mouth on this, Odie, I don't understand it. Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
His wife, of course, we found out, I think, died first in the home. But they've linked whatever disease she had to 3 other deaths in a California town.
Wow.
And again, I don't understand it. It was like a rare thing that she got. And it took her down. And then, of course, he would ultimately fall. And, how horrible that is.
He was suffering from Alzheimer's at the same time, right?
I like me some Gene Hackman.
He played all kind of different roles, but he was good. He's up there with Morgan Freeman. He's
Morgan, he was it.
He's on up there, but him and Denzel Washington, they're pretty close to the top.
I walked through the kitchen yesterday, and Walker, Texas Ranger was on. So I need you to explain something to me.
I'll try.
During that course of that series, it got to where he could become an eagle and he could see everything.
Yeah.
It was a bear chasing him. How come he just didn't tell the
eagle to come swoop down there
and tell the bear to stop? I didn't quite get that.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I could say I had against Walker was when they got into that to where he'd become an animal. That was a little far-fetched for me. Outside of that, one of the greatest shows there ever was. But that got into...
The early seasons were good.
Yeah, that got a wee bit too far for me there, becoming something like that.
Early seasons was good.
Now, the Taliban getting upset. They're getting ready to ban girls from going to school. Not that we agree with anything.
How do they even know who they are?
I have no idea. But they've had a meeting, and I'm not sure if it was at a Super 8 motel or where they went, but they've gotten together and decided they're not going to let them do that.
Well,
we had 2 British lawmakers that attempted to go to Israel, and they stopped them at the gate and said, you can go on back.
we don't want you over here.
Yeah, they sure did. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Let's see. Over the weekend, we had a priest that was killed in Kansas at a church. Someone. Wow. That's just taking it out on a pastor. That's just not good.
You know, I mean, I've got a preacher, Kenneth Owen. He'll step on my toes every now and then. It's not his fault. All he's doing is telling me the word. I'm the one that ought to be upset at myself sometimes. He just steps on my toes and makes me think right.
I remember listening, and I don't listen to a lot of, some of Kid Rock stuff is good, but I don't even know the song, but it was a song he had, and he was talking about the preacher man giving the word, but he's still packing a gun, and a little different in the South as we do this deep in the South. Again, as we begin this 6 minutes into the hour, as we begin a great day, we're going to get into talking about what happened this weekend. Of the levels of tornadic activity. You often hear us talk about this weekend we're having a level 1, a 2, and a 5. We're going to talk a little bit in depth about that in a moment. I want to touch on that
a little bit.
We'll be right back.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. When it comes to enhancing your outdoor... Welcome back.
Hello.
I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Otis as we begin our bunny rabbits. Easter is up and coming.
They can't see nothing, but they're still bunny rabbits.
What is that? And I have yet to ask my wife about that, how that came to be.
I don't know. They were bunny rabbits. And one day I got home and Amy said, I've got to ask you a question. And I said, okay. She goes, why do those bunny rabbits not have any eyes? And I said, what rabbits are you talking about on the show? And I said,
like
I don't know. I'll look.
Supreme Court bunnies, equal justice for eyes.
So we were at Ross, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago with the kids, and I found the bunnies, and none of them had eyes. So maybe that's the new trend.
It may be the eyeless bunnies.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, and I want to say this, as I mentioned, the levels of tornadic activity, you'll often hear said, well, this weekend we're at a level 2. Tornadoes possible. We're at a level 3, 4, it's a good chance, 5, without a doubt, a tornado is coming. Well, if you remember a few weeks ago, we were under a level 5. Really and truly in this area, and although the 5 is the worst level you can get, we didn't have that much damage with the level 5. The best I can remember, it was a few trees here and there down. We had a level 2 this weekend, Odie, and I would have to say in the area, we probably had more damage with the level 2 than we did with that level 5. We lost a life in Jasper County. Stringer area is where that happened. Tornado. And I haven't been to Stringer. I know it was pretty rough there. We watched it on the map as it came through Stringer, and it was serious. Again, we had Wynot area, and we'll show you some pictures of Wynot too here in a minute, to where it looks like somebody went through there with a tree cutter
from the top.
Yeah.
And this is something that, and I'm going to get more numbers and better. These numbers are 2 storms old, so the numbers are going to change, but I thought they were still something to look at. Because this is in 2025. This is just April of 2025. California's had 3 tornadoes. Illinois has had 1. Texas has had 9. Florida's 4. Georgia has 7. Alabama's had 31.
Okay.
Mississippi's had over 39.
Plus whatever happened last night.
The 2 storms last night and the big storm before that. So we're probably anywhere from 47.
So and I'm almost willing to, the one in Wyandotte resembles one. It could be straight line winds. I'm sure that the National Weather Service will come out today. I started getting word, and if you'll remember when we were talking about this crossing into Kemper County, that it was getting bad, and we were focusing on, I knew some trees had hit on Highway 16, and then as you go toward Cow Creek, Linville areas where the tornado possible, let me word that until the National Weather Service gets there. Joe Williamsfield, where the airstrip is.
Yes.
A couple of homes there where that big cell tower is were hit. As I went up there, I went to 2 places. And first we joined Sheriff James Moore. He was on location with me there. And I got James to tell us a little bit. Let's join James.
This home was actually in bed when it hit. And when she said when she opened her eyes, she could see the sky. And what a blessing, because where she was laying on the left-hand side of the bed, what you're probably looking at is where she was sleeping. You could see a board had fallen in that part where she said her husband alone, because he's passed away. Right. And she believes that he saved her from heaven. And what a blessing for her to be alive today and have that feeling. But she was uninjured in all of this.
That's thankful. Now, what, about a half a mile, maybe a mile from here, we had more damage across the pasture?
Where it appears that another, maybe the same one, touchdown, and a lot of destruction. He had a lot of, like a large container, a whole metal container full of stuff. And that container was flipped several times in his yard. It went through and...
Now, and again, my apologies there in the beginning of that, not having the volume turned on, Odie, but that is a home, and what she was telling us was this lady was in bed, and I've got pictures of this, and I want to go back to show the pictures here. Let's zoom in on this. She was lying in bed here. Here's her bed, and she wakes up, and she has no roof anymore. Now, It's a blessing, number one, to be alive with that. Look what it did.
I mean, that's just tore the entire roof off of that end of the house.
And there's several things that I see here going on. I know a lot of times we tell people, if you live in a mobile home, get out. This goes to prove, and we've said it before, just because you have a wood-structured home or a brick home, a tornado is going to get it. The damage sometimes is less to a home than it is a mobile home, because it'll pick the whole thing up and throw it. But this is where these storm shelters come into play.
It is, and Arnold said that we don't qualify. So let me touch on it. I did have a meeting Friday with MEMA, and they're getting everything together. Yes, they started on the coastal areas, and then they moved up to Forkland and covered that area up there. And they're working on limited amount of funds. But the places that were hit the hardest, that had the hardest damage, were the ones who got the test first. So, yes, we get damage in Rolling Fork. Those are the ones who really took some devastation, and they gave them the opportunity first. We've been lucky. God has been our shelter. He has put his hands over us. We did lose a life this weekend, and that's terrible. We are getting that is going to come into our area this summer. Now, what that's going to consist of is, as soon as they release it, I will tell you where to go sign up for this and put an application in. First come, first serve on getting this in. Now, we're working on getting the particulars to get what companies will qualify. We can't tell you what company to use, but we'll give you the list of companies that qualify that you can buy a storm shelter from. no matter what you pay for the storm shelter, you're only going to get reimbursed no more than $3,500. These things typically go for about $4,000. So you'll be out the $4,000 for a couple months, get the paperwork in, and then they'll reimburse you up to $3,500.
Some of them go 6,000.
Some of them go 6.
So you could get a huge discount at least.
Oh yeah, because you know, how big is your family? Do you want a little 2-seater? Do you want one that'll fit 6 of you? But there is criteria that these companies have to meet, and then we'll get those blueprints sent off to MEMA and FEMA, and once they're approved, we'll give you a list of companies that qualify to sell you one with a reimbursement up to $3,500.
$3,500, and then they'll reimburse you. And how long would you think that reimbursement period is? Have they even said? Do you know?
They have now. Once you apply, if you get accepted, that means you're good.
Okay.
But once the money, the $3,500 per person, runs out, then they'll stop all application process. If you apply and you get accepted, then you're in that program. Now you will have to get your storm shelter. It'll have to be installed. They'll have to inspect it. You'll have to submit your paperwork, probably with pictures, the front and back of a returned check where you had paid and it had cleared the bank, or your credit card statement where that company was paid and you were actually charged that. And then I'd say no more than a month, they will reimburse you the $3,500.
And I assume the wording, the language that I heard Odie say there was install, because you could go buy something and if it isn't properly secured, then you've bought nothing.
You bought nothing. Now there's in ground, there's above ground, but you've got to do not go buy one until you get accepted.
Or you won't get your money back.
Or you won't get the money back. You can't do that beforehand. You've got to apply. You've got to be accepted, and then you can go to the next step.
And you're expecting this maybe
summertime. Yep.
Wow. Yep. As we look at this. This is more pictures of this home. Now we're supposed to get to the home down the road, but this was a nice home. Odie, this is probably going to be insurance-wise described as total loss. Look at this.
Wow. That goes to show a box truck.
And what this was and they had just built this business there. This was their fleet here, and they delivered parts. This is where the building was.
Wow.
And I've got video of this whole thing there. It took them. That's what's left of the entire steel structure of that building. Here's one where that one got. And as it flipped that one, took the cattle trailer and just picked it up and slammed it over here. And it done a real number on that tractor there.
Yeah, it did.
Flipped over the hay baler. And then all of this was, and I've got pictures of it on top of the house. The tree was in the house, and it had damage all around it, but nothing major that can't be kind of quickly fixed with the home.
Yeah.
Kemper County is where this was. And again, this was a true blessing that we didn't have loss of life there. You know,
she said that her husband was kind of right there in spirit to help make sure she makes it out.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
This is that cattle trailer there, and I know, I'll turn the volume down. Let's hit play on this. And this gives you a bird's eye view of what went on there. Look at that, Odie.
Wow. Man, that pickup truck.
Yeah, it was, you couldn't even notice it in the pictures. Now we're gonna walk over where we're headed here is where that building was, and it was probably a dozen of these box trucks.
Chet said that they deliver parts to him.
Yeah, it's going to be a little slow getting to you now because you have to really search for it. See, even that truck is damaged. Look at them here.
Yeah.
The pictures didn't justify just how many of them were damaged. I mean, look at this.
That's terrible.
Right there where they're standing is where the building was, where that white car is. And then you spin back around. There's James there. Now, the house next door, and I think I'm going to twist here, Odie, and show there's another truck turned over there. To the left here is a barn at someone's house next door. Look at that destruction.
I mean, nothing left.
All right, look to your left. Right there, he got their roof on their barn.
Wow. But left the house.
Yeah, no damage.
You can see the damage that was done in that area, and 100 yards away, it got a little bit of tin, but that was it. The devastation of these tornadoes as they come through. And that's what when we say we're in an area that is likely to see a tornado, you can't pinpoint where these tornadoes are going to go. It's the entire area, but you never know exactly where they're going to go.
What do you think a Connex box weighs? And this is, I made a comment in the video. See that?
Yeah.
That's why I always say wear hard-sole shoes. Look at all of this.
You got that right.
Because you'll get a nail in your foot.
An empty Connex weighs, I don't know, a couple 1,000 pounds.
It took that Connex box that was up by his house, flipped it. I don't know. It was 50 yards maybe from the house that it picked it up and slammed it, and it's back up there toward that home there.
Good to see the sheriff out.
He was on the job up there helping out everything he could. Let me back this up and just see if it shows the Connex box here at the beginning of the video.
Christina, thank you for asking about Mama. Yeah, we left the hospital Wednesday. We got there Saturday and was able to leave Wednesday. She is doing much, much better. We got to go to church yesterday. So thank you so much. Prayers are definitely working.
What you'll see here, this was a building here. It's gone. See that grassy spot right back here by that fence post? Yeah. That's where the Connex box was. And as we spin here, and that's where it is now. It picked it up and threw it. And those things, as you say, are bad heavy.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little time to put everything back together that they had there in Kemper County. But I remember distinctly following that storm on radar as it entered the 495, 493 area and headed toward Linville. That's Linville Road where all that happened. It's a blessing there. I talked to Brother Chris there Sunday mornings. He was headed off to greet his folks in the church there. We're blessed there. We got some more pictures. We'll go to Why Not here in a second and show some of those.
Yeah.
Scotty Ray and Odie, we'll be right back. American Portable Buildings not only has buildings, but they also have trailers. They're budget friendly, zero down, no credit check. Come take advantage of these savings today. Take a look at all they have to offer. If it's a trailer you need, they have them from 12-foot to 16-foot to 18-foot, even car haulers. If you're tired of having to borrow a trailer every time you need one, see them today. Call 601-693-6200 or drop by for a visit at 4838 Old Homestead Road in Meridian. Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. I think Bob said it best. We are the new Tornado Alley now. It has shifted. Mississippi is part number 3 is Reed Timmer. If you're familiar with him, he listed Mississippi as number 3 state to get the most this year. Texas, Alabama, and followed by Mississippi. So far, we may be ahead of.
We're in the lead now. You know, Alabama, that's an apple to an apple comparison.
Yeah.
But Texas, I mean, just because they were to get 50 and we got 40, look how big Texas is.
That's correct.
In a small area, we're, a third of Texas?
Maybe.
And we're getting as many as they are. And
the whole state of Mississippi is about the size of Amarillo, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, if you got friends like Tommy, you don't need enemies. That's my buddy, though. Talk about my hair looked like it took a little wind down.
He's picking on you?
Yeah, he's picking on me.
Be ashamed there.
I know it. Good morning, brother. How you doing?
Down in Stonewall, we had a little issue also. Let's pull this up, Odie. This is a home. The roof was destroyed here. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see that roof. Look at that. Just took it right off. Peeled it off. No one was injured. That's very fortunate there.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Why not? Let's go through this. If this wasn't a tornado, it's very strong straight line winds. But and let's make clear this: if you're in the path of it, you don't know the difference.
You don't care either.
No, because they're both bad.
Yeah.
Look at this home here. It major damage all around. Now it wasn't destroyed; it can be fixed, but it's got some pretty major damage there. Look at this as you go into that porch.
Yeah, a lot of structural damage there.
Just again ripped it off. As we continue to look at this, power lines down, big old tree there. Now we're going to get here. You see those tops gone. I got some better pictures. Look at that view.
Yeah, that's
it's kind of like sheared,
and you can tell where it really looks like every bit of that was twisted off. You know, they're going different ways. One thing, go back one picture. And you see you have got some trees going this way, you got trees laying down that way, you got trees going this way. That's a rotation. What looks like rotation. If it was straight line winds, every one of them would be laying the same exact way.
Okay, now, so look at this storm spotter classes pays off, y'all.
Y'all need that. We haven't got one scheduled yet, but when we do have one, we'll get everybody to know about it and come down, and it's great for the kids from all ages to learn what to look for, how to spot one, and what you're looking at when you see all these clouds.
It is a good class. We will definitely, but y'all do one at least once a year, right?
Yep.
Shannon Road, and let me just do a little play here. Major damage through the Shannon Road area. It was blocked for quite some time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But, I tell you,
look at that
huge wind come through.
Again, that's that same house that we're looking at there. That miracle they made it out of that.
Yes, it is.
So that it gives you an idea of just what the situation was. And again, I go back to that 2, 3, 4 scale. We got a lot worse damage on the 2 than we did the 5. Now, areas of Mississippi did get tore up on that 5. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying never downplay something because I was almost into this. It's not going to be anything to it. Until Ellie woke me up. She kept nudging me going, go.
go.
It was 1:30 that she kept scratching at me. I don't know.
And these things develop like that.
Yeah.
They don't develop, and then all right, we've got an hour before it hits. You know, talking about Reed Timmer, he had talked about when we were at a conference, he came and did a big class for our conference. And he said, you go up north out to the plains and you see these huge tornadoes. These tornadoes are on the ground. He said, but it's taking 30 minutes for it to go a mile. They just do so much destruction, but it's a slow-moving tornado. Here, they're on the ground and they're coming through 40, 50 miles an hour. And it just tears everything up as it comes through, and it's hard to predict a time frame sometimes.
Oh, you're right. And this is what we say of these mornings after we have this. You can't pass this.
Yeah.
Always use caution after a storm the following morning. Don't be speeding because you don't know what lies around the next corner. It could be something devastating. You know, here's one that was in the tree, in the roadway.
In the tree. The road was in the tree.
Yeah, row. That's what he was telling us. We had quite a few of those this weekend too. I might add there.
Oh boy!
And then we got this from the governor, and this is the sad news: is we had to tragically one was reported in Jasper County, a fatality. Also an injury in Pontotoc County, Mississippi, and their families injured here. But Stringer, Mississippi, Jasper County, nowhere from here. We watched those storms come up out of the Laurel-Hattiesburg area and go right into there, and it was moving north to easterly and hit Stringer hard.
It was terrible.
We think of them. It wasn't long ago, Taylorsville. Not when Taylorsville. It was Where was
over
the last?
in Lee County got hit.
Lee County. We sent some supplies down. It started with Tylertown.
Tylertown. Yeah.
Tylertown got hit bad in that last storm. So we've had some pretty rough weather to speak of lately.
Yeah.
So that's a thought this morning. Me and Greg ran into Scooby Doo this weekend. I couldn't help but go take a picture with Scooby Doo.
Had to. Look at it.
Oh, Scooby out there on the front of the truck. I'd walked by that VW several times and I didn't notice. I said, Greg, come here. So we ran over and took a picture with Scooby.
I like those old VW buses.
I've never ridden in one, Odie.
Well, they're cool. This is like a bigger VW. You know, off you go.
We need one of those that has the mystery machine written on it. We'll make a few laps in town. We'll be right back.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Oh, yeah, I think the first time that I saw this guy was a Friday night. I couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old. And it was a kind of a comedy, and it was called Support Your Local Sheriff, if I remember right.
You know, now that you say that, I remember that show. I couldn't tell you anything that happened on it.
It was absolutely funny, and the star was James Garner. And he was trying to get the bad guys, and they had the guy that had that eye that went crazy as his assistant. I can't remember his name, but today it was the day that James Garner was born, 1928. And of course, that was the one-step Polaroid for the generation that has no idea what that picture is about in the left. He was the spokesperson for the camera. First time we had ever seen that. You hit a button and get a picture.
Pretty quick. You know, those are starting to come back.
Are they?
Believe it or not. And then that bottom picture, you remember it.
Oh, the Notebook.
The Notebook.
He played that part so well.
Yeah.
James
Jack
Garner.
Elam. Was that the...
Jack Elam. Yeah, that's him. That's him with one eye. It was great. But he was a good actor.
Is he the one that played the doctor on Cannonball Run?
No, that was, what's his face? With the elephant and Smokey and the Bandit also. Don DeLuise is who that was.
No. This was the doctor, not Dom. Dom played that superhero or whatever. Don't make him mad.
But in Smokey and the Bandit, he played the doctor with the elephant. The very horrible episode that had the shark on the Trans Am.
Terrible.
That's a disgrace.
Where they had
really
an open trailer on the Trans Am.
They should really recall that entire movie.
Yeah.
And apologize to America.
Somebody read the script and said, "Ha ha! I'm not playing in that."
He didn't either.
Oh man!
The first time I heard this, he was talking about frost on a pumpkin, and I thought, wow, that just really, really said a lot. How's the frost out on the pumpkin? And then I would learn to know this guy, and he done Roses for Mama, where he was passing through Tennessee and stopped to buy some roses for his mama. Real proud of himself that he had done that, and this little boy was in front of him buying roses for his mama. And he felt, and this is why I like country music so much, is he stood there and he was so proud that he was buying his mama roses that he paid for the little boy's roses. And he wires those flowers back on. He jumps in his car and he's going to go fishing, and he gets down the road and he sees that same little boy putting those flowers on a grave. Slams on brakes, drives back to the flower shop and says, "Hand me them roses." Takes the flowers to his mama instead of mailing them. Who am I talking about? This guy here, Cal Smith. The Lord knows I'm drinking, and he don't need your loudmouth informing the town. It don't get no better than that. he told her if she acted right, he'd put in a good word for her later tonight.
Oh,
have you heard that song?
Yeah.
Yep, that's my glass. Yep, she's with me. He just really told it how it was with the Sunday school teacher that was out in the bar calling him out. Liked it. You remember this guy?
Yeah, old Doc. He was one of the surgeons.
Wayne Rogers, going back to MASH, 1933 was when he was born.
All right, Ellen was the one that played the doctor.
He was?
Yeah.
I'm a dog. It's been a long time since I saw Cannonball Run. I remember, what's his, the martini drinker, the alcoholic. Dean Martin.
Dean Martin
and Sammy Davis Jr.
They were dressed up as fathers in a Ferrari.
Yeah. I don't know that I really ever understood the Cannonball Run other than trying to win some money, but it was cute.
It was. And
another horrible movie out there was Hooper, which came right after Smokey and the Bandit.
I don't know.
You remember that one?
That one.
Where he was a stunt man and Jan Michael Vincent was in with him, and it is bad. Just trust me on
that
it.
good.
Don't watch the rerun.
They didn't have a little anus and a big anus.
No, they didn't. You ain't got a comedy unless you had big anus. Got me a dozen of them.
Just bring me that load back.
You ever seen a super jogger?
Yeah.
What about Marie Laveau? You ever bumped into her? Because she was...
I didn't bump into her, but I've heard a lot about her.
Another man done gone as we go back to remember Bobby Bear. And, of course, the winner. But I got all my teeth. Well, that makes me the winner.
Ooh.
And if you've never heard the winner, I highly suggest listening to that one, too.
Give
one
it
of those
a shot.
Old boy goes into a bar and he thinks he's the biggest, baddest there ever was. And he goes and picks on the biggest guy. And his big, hairy hand gripped the bar and he stood up and he goes, my God, that man was big.
It's a big, bad Leroy Brown.
And the big guy just ends up insulting him the entire time about how he's got all these broken bones. And the old boy walks outside and he goes, well, I got all my teeth. That makes me the winner. And he leaves.
I'm through.
This next guy had a birthday today, and I want you to read his ID carefully. I had to read it 3 times before I caught it there. Jim Rockford was born on this day back in 1938. And you go, Jim oh, yeah, that was fictional Rockford Files. But if you'll look at that, James Rockford, you see his name there, 4738. You see anything else on there? You got to really stare to catch it.
Oh, let's see.
He may have started a trend before we knew what was going on. It lists
4738.
Yeah, look up there toward the top to the left there next to his picture.
1979.
Go down and to the right there. Oh, about right here, Odie.
Oh!
It says he was a female. Jim Rockford's ID from Rockford Files.
Well, I'd be darned.
Thought I'd throw that out there, but it was supposedly his birthday today, same as his main man there. Yeah. We would lose the man that kind of started it all. That would start the assembly line.
Yeah.
Have the Pinkerton men hang out for a little while with him there. Y'all act right, I'll call him back, I think is what he said. Henry Ford passed away today in 47. That man was smart.
You know, and he was one of those that, along with when Chevrolet started coming along, he had his employees, Chevrolet had theirs, and they were trying to get better employees. They were stealing them from each other, competition. And one of them said, well, I can't keep paying money by the hour. I'm going to not be able to sell cars. So, hey, if you come to work for me, I'll pay you health insurance.
He kind of started that.
So he kind of started using that as a bargaining chip to get more people, and that's how we've got our health insurance in as a fringe benefit, not as a complete right.
I see what you're saying there. You know, it was a little bonus there.
It was a little bonus.
There is no reason in the world that 2 men should dress this way. Ever.
One of them looked like he's got the coat that should belong to the other.
Was the song Private Eyes?
Yeah.
They're watching you. I don't know anything else they done, but now, again, their pictures were better than those other two, Wham, but that's still peculiar.
Oh,
it's kind of like the what become of them?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if they're still out there.
John Oates was born today. He's the shorter one there in the whatever kind of britches they are.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I mean, they were different. But again, not like that. I saw a picture of Wham the other day, and I thought, "Ooh, throw it back."
What?
I don't know what Wham sang, But it was the guy that ended up singing "Gotta Have Faith, Faith, Faith."
Yeah. What is his name?
He's passed away now.
Golly. Darn. Oh, no, I like this dude.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Oh, Jackie. He's good. Shanghai Noon, and then what was it, Rush Hour?
Rush Hour 1 and 2 with old Chris Tucker.
He's funny, too.
Yeah.
If you want a good, yeah, that was funny. If you want a good chuckle, either one of these series are really, really good.
Yeah.
Of course, Owen Wilson, not the smart one of the bunch there, where he always gets into a situation and Jackie Chan's got to get him out.
Yeah.
I like
he played, George Michael was that singer.
George Michael, okay.
What did Jackie Chan played in the drunken fight? Where he couldn't fight unless he had been drinking or something.
Missed that movie?
It was actually pretty cool.
Was it?
It was actually pretty good. Y'all, somebody help me out with that one.
Those are the two that I know Jackie from, but I know there's been tons of others that he's done, but that one sticks out there.
Another does his own stunts. Jackie does his own stunts, and what's his name? The one that
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, he does his own stunts.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
Kim
Smith, as we can tell, has been watching the men. What's that show? The men who made the automobile.
Man Who Make America.
Yes, that was a good show.
Yes.
She points out the Dodge brothers.
Yeah.
Worked for Ford.
The Drunken Master. Thank you, Barry. That was it, The Drunken Master.
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
The only thing Dodge didn't figure out there was the first 40 years was how to put a starter on.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? You could hear the sound of a Dodge pickup truck 18 miles away.
What was his name? Lee Iacocca. Man, he tell you what, he did it for...
Messed with him, Ford, and then he went on over.
Yeah.
And he created the minivan, the Mustang. But he saved Dodge by that minivan. That's what put them on the map. Everybody had youngins.
Now, who was the one, and I know everybody's going to sit here and get so mad at me, and I can't believe the name has slipped my mind, because I do know it, but Carroll Shelby,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he took that Mustang and said, I'm fixing to show y'all a car.
Well, what he done was a custom job.
That's on top of it. That's right.
And you had...
Lee Iacocca come up with the idea.
And he built the car and made them just bagoodles of money from that.
Yeah. Man, it was something.
Let's go back to Sparta, Mississippi. I think you'll remember this. He was born today.
Now, we lost him last week.
Yeah,
a
few weeks ago.
When he passed.
Hugh O'Connor. Of course, there he is with his daddy there from the show. I don't know if anything else. He may have played in something else, but I just don't know.
Very few, yeah.
Gladiator has to be my favorite role this guy played in. As we go back,
that was good.
Russell Crowe. He's done some other great parts.
Yeah.
The boxing movie, the Cinderella Man. That's my next. I'm telling y'all, if you want to see a movie, bring a tear to a glass eye. It's
Really?
Cinderella Man.
I don't think I've seen that yet.
But it shows the American dream. How if you were proud of who you are, you got down on your luck, you worked your way back out of whatever situation it was. And Odie, tough movie. You'll love it. Lost everything he had and came back from it.
Wow.
1970, he'd win an Oscar. John Wayne. Enough said on that, isn't it?
True Grit. Now, there was a remake of True Grit.
Didn't watch it.
And it actually did some justice.
Did it?
Better than a lot of remakes out there. Have you seen the remake coming up? Now, it's going to have Morgan Freeman in it. And it's going to have another guy in it.
What
I
movie?
can't remember who it is, but they're supposed to remake, get this, Shawshank Redemption.
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Leave it be. That's
You
like
can't-
redoing
that
It's
is
a Wonderful
zero.
Life. So
You-
leave it.
You can't who even thought of that? That makes no
They
sense.
Need to be, well, I ain't gonna say it needs helping them. I don't know if this was a phrase during the. I was a kid. I don't know. Was it a phrase or what were they trying to say with this song?
I guess just don't let it bother you. Just
Let it be. It became number one.
Get drama out of your life. Boy, that's one thing that kills me. I'm 54 years old. I left drama back in high school, and I can't stand just a bunch of drama.
Drama, you still got it. It's just on a bigger scale everywhere you
Well,
go.
you got that right.
Or you get into politics, you want to talk about drama. Have mercy. Don't Make It Easy on Me as we go back. Earl Thomas Conley had him another number one today back in 84. Doesn't get any better than him when it comes to country. He was the Lionel Richie of country music. Remember when they'd take a piece of the clothing off every time they'd make a run, win a game?
Made her so mad. I was first time I saw this was on the ship on the USS Incheon LPX-12.
Yeah.
And watching it, I loved this show.
What become of Tom Berenger? He was such an actor.
He was good, and he's played in a few others, but I hadn't seen him in years.
I neither. He was in those sniper movies, big run on that, but really played that part good.
But that was, that was the funny. Yeah, we're going to win this.
Well, let's see here. For the first time since Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow to Be Cowboys had been number one. This was early in country when they were really keeping up with the charts. Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow to Be Cowboys was number one for 4 weeks. It would take until 1990 until this old boy rolled around. Randy Travis and broke that record with Hard Rock Bottom of Your Heart. Said I wouldn't have thought Hard Rock Bottom would have been the song that done that.
Me neither.
I would have forever
and ever, amen.
Digging up bones.
Yeah.
Please connect me to 1982. Woo. Strong it is. I know you like this guy.
Oof.
His parents drove up and dumped. Well, this was Tackleberry.
Tackleberry, that's what. Yeah,
his parents drove up. Remember, and threw him out of the station wagon.
And he had that
for something
long, dirty, hairy pistol.
Yeah, he passed away today back in 2001, and his name was actually David Graff. Tackleberry. He was high strung to say the least there on the show.
You got to say it that way for sure. Mike Wallace.
This guy's son didn't turn out to be as good as he was. Chris just didn't measure up to what his daddy was. Anybody remember a guy named Mike Wallace? He was a TV news anchor there for years. Done a few game shows, but best known for being there on CBS.
He did that. There it is, 60 Minutes.
Yeah. 60 Minutes. He was there. Mike Wallace there. Remember this guy, James Hampton?
Yes, I do.
He was in Teen Wolf, one of the bigger ones.
He was the daddy of, what's his name, the Wolf.
Yeah. He passed away there of Parkinson's disease back in 21. Wow. John Prime, a lot of people know him. He passed away back in 20, the age of 73.
Paradise.
A lot of people like him.
Yeah.
That's a look at history today.
Dennis the Menace.
Yep.
Jay North passed away.
This weekend we got the story.
Well, I be darned.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning to save the day. We can keep you comfortable with special savings for your home, like up to $3,000 off new HVAC systems or a tune-up for just $69. Keep the power on with a generator. Get $200 off installs and 0% financing for 60 months. We do it all at Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning and offer financing options for any repair or installation. Call for a free quote or visit us online at HeblonHeatingandCooling.com.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Hey, there we go. It's us again.
I didn't quite get there. Top stories as we Google what you were talking about there. Jay North, who played Dennis the Menace, passed away this weekend with that. And that's just, we hate that.
Yeah.
USA Today, there's a story from them on that. That's what he looked like older in life. He was 73.
You know, it was It was something that the mascot for Dairy Queen was Dennis the Menace. All the cups, that had Dennis the Menace on it. And everybody said, well, that's real fitting with your dad owning the Dairy Queen, because I was a mischievous little fellow. And they said
that's an understatement.
That kind of went hand in hand, that Dennis the Menace was part of that. Did Steve Harvey have an accident this weekend, or did he die? I haven't heard that, and it's probably one of those internet things that wants you to click here. If somebody posts something that says, hey, we got video of the accident, and don't do it. Common sense needs to take over. They ain't got video of it. They're trying to get you to click on their page so they can steal all your information. I know it's tough, but common sense has got to come back, a lot of this stuff, especially on the social media.
Did you see anybody this weekend near the #1 fire station trying out for the Olympics?
Oh, no.
Running, I mean, in a fast speed.
And like a 50-yard dash?
Yes.
A little longer?
Well, they went further than that. They were going for that what do you call that when you go cross-country?
Oh, yeah, one of them triathlons.
Right, yeah, here it is. Here's the owner of that.
Ooh, did he get the plate to go with it?
Boogie there, and they were gone. Y'all hear me? I want you to look at this, Odie. This is right by Walgreens. I was where was I? I was at some event, and I left it to come down there to cover this. I'm talking about just that light pole just jumped right out in front of these firemen here.
Yeah, they're looking like, how did that get uprooted and brought right out in front of us?
If you'll notice, there's no police there because they were in a hot pursuit of chasing and running.
Oh, so they were busy.
They were kind of busy at the moment. Firemen blocked the street off there till the police could come back. But as Chet would say, can't buff that out either.
No, and once that airbag deployed,
total loss.
All you can do is sell the doors and the windows and rims, that's all.
But that was downtown there, 24th Avenue, right as you would turn into Walgreens there. And it killed power for quite some time.
I bet it did. Man.
Now, Odie, by lunch Friday, I started getting calls of going, have you heard of an accident in Smith County? And this is just so sad. Did you know him?
I had met him, didn't really know him. Just a terrible accident altogether.
He had worked for Metro, I believe, at one time. Had gone on and started working for Jasper County there. He was a medic and supervisor there, and he was killed in a tragic accident near Raleigh on Highway 18 there Friday morning around a little after 10 o'clock. So sad, loved by so many. 29 years old, if I am not mistaken.
I had a baby, young wife, young child that is left behind. Devastating for that family. It really is, man.
Now, I don't know everything there is about this, but I did get a statement from the mayor of Marion as we look at this. And again, I don't know all the details on this, but the fire chief has turned in his notice, and at this point, the Meridian Fire Department, Russell and
Northeast,
will be covering for fires until a new replacement is put in. Now, some other members of the fire department have reached out to me. I hadn't had a chance to speak to them yet. But we will. But we've got that story there. Chief Ray Quintero has resigned, turned in his notice. We'll get more on that.
And Larry had put out, Mayor Gill had put out that area is still covered, and it is. If you have a home, business, whatever, and you're in Marion, don't worry, you are covered. Just rebuilding there at the fire department. So you're going to see Meridian Fire Department come in to help with us to get y'all took care of. But your coverage is still there. It's still good. And the mayor's going to have this up and running here pretty soon. He's got some things in the works. He's a worker.
Until then, you're stuck with Flash Gordon, who arrives on scenes in moments. Here he goes, the chief.
That's it. Dun, dun, dun. He's there.
He's helped
everywhere.
out with Marion before, and y'all are in good hands. Don't worry. You'll be taken care of. Bunch of fire department. Hey, I was over on 39 there, where you can go to the softball complexes.
Yeah, on the other side of the light.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but notice that this new design to the rear end of this car.
Well, it helps with the air conditioning and the flow of the interior air.
There it is. And as we back out, we'll turn here and show you the second car that was involved in this. as we, there it is right there at that little intersection there.
Oof. Oh.
So, and the streets were very wet. And if you've got a trailer, assumption.
Yeah. That doesn't have trailer brakes on
it'll get faster on you when you put on your brakes. And we don't know if that happened, but it just appears that way. So we had a couple of people that were checked out. I don't think there were major injuries involved with that, but we do hope they're better there. I couldn't help but notice this. I was at another event and had to leave because, I was walking over to the American Idol show downtown.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but notice the 5 police cars that went. I thought, well, I need to go see where they're going. So
where do you change? Because we don't have the phone booth like we used to. Do you just
I'm standing, and I'll throw a lot of people off. This is where the Harley Davidson shop used to be, where I'm standing on 5th Street. No, B Street. B Street. And they would go here, you would think that there's free donuts. There's not. That's not why we were having this. What we had was, and we've had a couple leave here, I mean, even the black truck over there, it was just tons of police. There was a fight between 2 ladies, from what I understand, and they were throwing down. So the police came and broke everything up, so to speak. I don't think anybody was detained, but they were separated and told to go to their corners, basically.
There was an original steakhouse that was right there in that area on B Street as well. Do you remember it?
No, I do not. What was it?
Old Farm Beef House.
That's where they started?
That's where it started, right across the street from the old Harley Davidson shop, the original Harley Davidson shop, right there, kind of where the little Y, right in the middle.
Really?
Was the original.
I cannot tell y'all the amount of folks that I bump into that tell me, hey, I grew up in Tuxedo. That had to be an area of Meridian back in the day.
It was huge. That was Claude Nasri came to my dad and said, hey, let's start a steakhouse. So they said, okay. And they built it right there, and then it moved over there across the street from Dairy.
So y'all had a little something to do with that at one time?
Yeah, Daddy and Claude Nasri were partners in it. And then when they built the new one, Daddy said, hey, I just got enough on my plate. Why don't you go ahead and buy me out? So Claude bought him out. And, Claude, he ran the chicken basket.
Yeah.
So he was in that, and him and Daddy got into partnership with it. And pretty neat little deal.
And if you don't believe me that the way Americans get their news and headlines of the way we do things now, well, you're in for a shock. Let me show you another example of that. Home Shopping Network is shutting down their big studio, Odie.
Really?
Yep. Because no one watches it anymore there. Changes are coming, and some like it, some don't. But they're making a monetary decision there to shut that down because it's not making the money that it used to. Used to, everybody would watch that, and they'd.
Well, yeah, that's all you had on at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Give me one of them pillows there. It looks comfortable.
Yeah, maybe I can go to sleep with that.
What are those, MU pillows? Is that what they were?
Something like one of them bean pillows.
Yeah.
That's to keep you cool all night long.
1995. Rush on over and get yours now while they last.
If you order now.
You can get 2 and just pay the shipping. What they didn't tell you was the extra shipping was $80.
Yeah. Oh,
but I got it free.
Call now.
We'll be right back. All aboard for the 22nd annual Loose Caboose Arts and Crafts Festival, coming your way April the 12th in downtown Newton. Craft vendors, carnival rides, food vendors, the dinosaur experience for the kids at the Kids Zone. Zach Logan will be the headliner for the entertainment at Ray Payne Park. The Bank First Car Show returns with cars, trucks, racing vehicles, and classic cars. Plus a motorcycle show as well. It's all happening this year at the 22nd Annual Loose Caboose Festival, downtown Newton. See you there.
Hey, welcome to Kia Meridian.
We're a family-owned business that has been serving the community for 25 years.
If you're looking for a new Kia, we have them. And if we don't, we'll find it.
No stress, no hassle, just the best deals. And right now we can get rates as low as 0%.
Shop local, get the car you want. And be a part of the Kia Meridian family.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back, and this is the event that was going on downtown this weekend as we go here. Jamal, I'm telling you, he's doing great. American Idol, he is there with his golden ticket.
That's right. He will be going to California and be singing. I missed last night's show, but we see some people said that he was on there last night.
There he is. Tennessee Whiskey is what he said, and it was good.
Ooh, I bet it was.
He knocked it out of the park.
Man.
If Lionel Richie does that for you, you're doing wonderful. But again, he's a PE teacher, am I right?
I believe it is, yeah. At Crestwood, is that what it's
Yeah. Jamal Roberts from Meridian.
So somebody said, where is Meridian? And we are right in between Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Jackson, Mississippi.
We're that little speck.
Yeah, right there on the Alabama-Mississippi line on I-20, I-59. We're 90 miles from Tuscaloosa, 90 miles from Jackson, about, two-thirds of the way down from Tennessee.
Always
there we are.
Entertaining things that go on in our area there.
That's right. If you follow I-20 from anywhere, you will come to Meridian.
Do you reckon that there was ever rigging in NASCAR? There's starting to be accusations. I'll put this as accusations because it can't be proved at this point of who won what and were the cards stacked.
You know, there's always, you're racing and you're always looking for an advantage. And if you can tweak this and tweak that, is it cheating? I mean, unless there's a rule that says you specifically cannot do this, you're looking for speed, especially when everybody's car looks the same, feels the same, shaped the same, and your motor is regulated. It just won't go anywhere else. And the only thing you've got is 43 cars side by side. You've got to find something.
He was claiming that what cost him races was caution flags, saying that they would throw these up to throw drivers off. And again, it's accusations.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Ricky Bobby told us out at Why Not, it ain't cheating unless you get caught.
That's right.
That's what he said.
That's exactly. There's a. That's just the way it is. I forgot who it was, but you get a 20-gallon fuel cell. And when you're out of fuel, you're out of fuel. Everybody's got a 20-gallon fuel cell. And the rule said you can't have anything but a 20-gallon fuel cell. It didn't say you couldn't hide fuel inside the rails of the car.
It's all about wording.
And there was one who filled up some of the rails in his car and was actually able to stay out there a lot longer than some of these other cars, and he won.
Puts you ahead.
And they started looking, and they said, well, wait a minute. Now we see you've got a reserve. Okay, you can't do that. NASCAR is a complete joke. Sheriff, I agree with you 100%.
The sheriff has spoken.
They have destroyed NASCAR. I don't watch it. I have nothing for. I used to sit there. I bought the program. I'd listen to it on the radio, watch it on the computer, and have it on the TV. Don't mess with me for 4 hours.
You remember that old saying? They used to say, "Well, if your mama would tell you if your friend's done it, would you do it too? Would you jump off?"
Yeah.
Well, we have a principle in Florida that falls under that. Just because your friends tell you do it, don't mean do it.
That's right.
There's this fad, these self-checkout of criminals. What they do is they go through that and they'll take the tag, the barcode? The barcode.
Yeah.
And they'll use it on big items to scan things. And it looks
cheaper
like
item.
So a high school principal decided he'd go do it because his friends told him it would work. He was using paper plate scanner. He was arrested. He's in jail. Probably going to cost him his job. And he goes, well, my friends told me to try it. Duh.
And you're the teacher? Yeah, I didn't tell you where we're going to go on that route. But, you know, look, Walmart got an eye up there. I don't agree with them. Ain't nobody trained me. I wasn't invited to the Christmas dinner. I didn't get any kind of a bonus. I don't check myself out.
$37 cost him his job.
And that's terrible. But they're watching. And they know when you scan, what you scan, and they're going to come out there.
And if your hands get too fast, that little thing comes up, and they send somebody over, and it takes a little while. But they eventually come.
They'll get to you. Yeah.
But his was not a mistake.
No, he didn't.
We've seen people that truly that you can make a mistake there. You don't do it every day for a living. You can not do something correctly. But he did. He went to jail.
But you didn't have a $500 TV ring up as a
$37 Dixie cups. Total since last Wednesday of storms that have rolled through America, we're at 19 deaths is where we are, Odie. That's a heap of them.
And somebody said 85, and that figure that I gave you was a couple of storms ago. So I could see we're possibly up to 85 for the state up to now. That's a lot. And what did you say, 19 deaths?
19 deaths.
Man,
that is. All right, we got any birthdays today?
You know, we do have a few of them. Oh, April Miles House is having a birthday.
Really?
Yeah, look at that. She had a birthday yesterday. So did Carly Chirapania had a birthday yesterday. And today, Jennifer Hollis, Deborah Blair, Stacy Allewine, Ashlyn Shedd is 14. William Culpepper's got a birthday. And Misty Eakes has got a birthday today. So happy birthday to each one of y'all. I'll get over here and hit this button and see what they're going to generate us up to. Uh-oh. Since I don't practice none of this.
I just got a note starting to work on Poplar Springs Drive this morning. We'll get a picture up, but they're doing some paving there, and it looks like it could take a little while.
So and be careful, be cautious.
I think this is the down by the nursing home end, Poplar Springs Drive, if I'm looking at that picture correctly.
So down there between King's Daughters and Aldersgate and that little area?
That's what it looks like.
All right, good deal.
All right, so there we are. As we come to the conclusion of each show, we like to leave you with a good word. That's from the man up above who sometimes guides us and helps us when we need it.
Let's see. Today he's going to take us to Acts 4, verse 12. Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He shed his blood so that our sins can be washed away. He is the only way to get into heaven. And he is the only way that we should be using as a guide to lead our lives. Bring him into your heart, and he will make a difference. And all you got to do is ask him, Lord, please forgive me. I have to do it on a daily basis because God said, for we all have sinned. And we have to keep looking for him. Y'all have a wonderful day. It's Monday. Tuesday's almost here. Friday's still coming. Until then, have a great day. And remember, we love you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.